Wow! Welcome back to the good side, baby. Welcome back to the good side. Boys, we're good for it over here, boys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, episode 7 of the Full Experience podcast, and the action does not stop. Ladies and gentlemen, I have Kyle Spicka sitting right next to me. What's going on, Kyle?
What up, what up? How's it going, Marky?
Going good. Kyle was just in LA doing a little R&D for a little tiger wear, I see.
Yep, right up the street. Well, an hour up the street for 10 miles.
Santee Alleys, dude. It's sketch down there.
Yeah. The garment district, getting my hands dirty. Lamb showing me the ropes over there.
Hell yeah. He's doing what we were doing a little while ago with the headband game. PB Fashion, Brandon Fort, baby.
Yeah. Learned a lot from you guys in the past.
I like it. Mouse was talking about the headbands, and I said, Brandon Fort. And then he had the best story about paying quarters for his PB Fashion headband from Brandon Fort.
No way.
Brandon Fort drove to his house in the Scion or whatever car he had and sold him a PB Fashion headband, and Mouse paid in quarters, $35.
Wow.
Brandon Fort's like, what? Where's the cash?
I still have the first headband. I mean, the vinyl is like peeling off a little bit. The first PB Fashion one that you guys printed and out of the house. Like, I remember when you and Brandon Ford were living like in PB. Yeah. Just press the headband for me. I still have it. Someone was like, would you ever sell that? I was like, I don't know. Probably take like $5,000. I don't want to selling this thing.
That's the OG stuff, baby.
Yeah.
We got Kenny Rosenberg to our left over here. Danny Lincoln over here. The whole crew's back together. You live with Kenny Rosenberg at Trost Island for a while.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Who was in that house? Let's talk about that house real quick.
There's so many people and random people too, but Brandon Short, Scott Kemp, Alex Savino, who else? Kenny Rosenberg.
You said
Skemp, yeah. Skemp was mean in there for a little bit.
Yeah, he was. We'd be out partying and
called him Biff.
He'd kick the door down. Shut up.
Yeah.
That was the heyday back then.
Yeah.
Rocking at that house. And then that was after the Dynasty house. But this was like that was like the
younger
house.
kids. Yeah.
Because Dynasty had their house. Did you ever get to go to that or know about that?
No, I did the Yost house with Ryan and Maddie when they all lived there for a little bit, like right as I was getting onto Dynasty.
Yeah. Oh, because you came a little bit later into town. But before that, I'm sure you heard stories living with Ryan about the San Diego Dynasty house.
Yeah, with Marcus.
It was madness, dude. Marcus is running around fucking naked. Everyone's going wild. And they were in by state.
Yeah.
Where everyone was just rolling by, and they were like famous over there.
You know, it's funny too, because we live like at that house in Mission Beach with Kenny and everyone. I think we took it for granted because we were 2 houses off the beach and like paid, I don't know, my rent was like $500 and you could see the beach from the porch, and we're just like, oh, you know, it's just a house.
Yeah,
like,
no big deal.
Yeah.
It was primetime location.
Yeah, insane.
The best spot ever.
Now that would be $3,000 a person.
Oh, minimum, dude. It's crazy right now. Rest in peace, Trost Island. But look, this is why we got you here. We're in the new podcast studio. You're the first guest in this studio. You like?
Yeah, no, it looks amazing.
It's sick. We're going. Everything. There's something behind me. It says Kyle Spicka move alert. Can we talk about this? Because the Latin Saints are going freaking ham on picking up players, and it seems like for whatever reason they're picking on Impact right now, because this is the third player. You're the third player from Impact to join the Latin Saints.
Yeah.
So let's break it down. What made the decision? Obviously, there was a little bit of money involved, but what was it? What was the decision to get you to come over?
So, I had originally, kind of Brandon and I like joked around about it after World Cup, and he's like, "Would you do it?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. I'm happy where I am. I love those Impact guys. I still do." And that made the decision really, really hard through this all. But I think one, obviously the financially, it's a good decision. And I think, a lot of my previous teammates on Impact, I told them all about it, even before I made the decision. It's good, so it's kind of hard. And this is everything that we've all, a pro paintballer has dreamed about, is like to get to a level of almost basically 6 figures. Like that's unheard of, in paintball. So to get up that area, it's almost you can't question it. You gotta even if it's potentially riskier, I'm unsure. Waters is changing a new job. I was saying it's I don't know, leaving, like you work for Google and you're going to work for a startup but it could potentially be like really, really good.
Huge.
And just a change up, and it was difficult. But another big reason about this was Mouse and what we're building with this new Tigerwear brand that we're doing. When Mouse came to our other business partner, Lamb, and I, we were like, man, maybe this isn't the best decision. Mouse, like, and our other partner was like, I think you guys need to stay together. Like, this is going to be so much more difficult with media and what we're trying to do. And just you guys having FaceTime, being able to talk to each other. Even like Mouse and I would always room together and go over stuff. Like, I remember at World Cup, we've spent one night for like 2 hours, both just like trying to think of songs and like just going through random stuff, like for videos. And just laughing again. And we knew like it was going to be fine. Mouse and I playing separate, and we both get to be like the premier snake players on different teams. But it was going to kind of like hurt a little bit. So, and Mouse is like one of my best friends now. And so that was a big part of me coming to the team on this. Like Mouse was there, and
you're back with the boys.
Yeah. And to be honest, I'm telling you guys this now, but Mouse actually like pulled a Tom Brady for this and gave up $10,000 to add on to.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. So,
what?
Yeah. So
explain this.
Mouse, I knew that he kind of said like, you want to come too? And I was like, no, I'm staying. Like I heard the offer. I didn't really I wasn't about it yet, and I wasn't sure. And then, I talked to Diego. I happened to play last Sunday with Mouse, and Corey Hall was out there and A-Rod, and we were all playing. And Diego actually showed up to the field, and I think he saw, and I had never met Diego. We've never talked before, just kind of like through word of mouth, through Brandon or something like that.
Yeah.
Brandon Short. And he saw like Mouse and I's chemistry, like on the field, off the field, everything. And I talked to Diego a little bit. And then the next day, Mouse was like, would you come? And I was like, dude, I haven't even like heard an offer that I turned down. I've kind of made my decision. He's like, what if it's like something unrefusable? And I was like, I don't know. I haven't heard. And he's like, what if I give you some of my money too? And I was taken back too. Cause like, I know Mouse, I think a lot better than most people do. Yeah. And Mouse has always kind of looked, just cause he's kind of a quiet guy. He's focused, he's devoted to his craft, and he shows it as his performance on the field, like hands down.
Yeah.
Probably the best front guy in the league, and so to hear him say that was like, I mean, for everyone listening, I think should be like in awe to hear that. And for me, I was taken back because I was like, dude, that's like the coolest thing to hear coming out of his mouth. Like so genuine, so nice. And like,
to offer, I mean, he just got one of the biggest contract in paintball. Yeah. And everyone online's like, Mouse jumped ship on.
Yeah. He's just money hungry.
He just wants the bag. He didn't care about anything. He doesn't care about winning. Grab the bag while you can. And then whatever happens, he made his money. Who cares?
Yeah.
But obviously that's not the case. And I was mind blown when you told me right before this, is that he was willing to take money out of his own pay to get you on the squad to make like the pay pretty much even.
Yeah.
Is insane.
Yeah.
That just shows he's here to win. It's not just about money.
Yeah. And then I'd come up to LA, and Mouse is coming to LA anyway to work, and Diego happened to be in LA, and he's like, can we all sit down at lunch? And I like to think I have like a pretty good read of people and seeing if they're like kind of have like ulterior motives.
I feel the
like,
same way. We've seen a lot of people during our day.
Yeah, like
with the scummy ones and the good ones.
There's a lot of them in paintball too. Like you can just talk to them, and like I know like you're not asking me these questions just like out of general curiosity. Like you have a motive. You're going somewhere with this, and I didn't get that at all. Like from Diego, like he's really kind, gentle guy. I mean, you guys met him. Like he's. He really wants to do this, and I didn't get any like negative vibes. I thought everything was awesome. I liked his, what his vision was for the game, and it was fresh for paintball. And I was like, man, everything here sounds good. I get to be with Mouse, and playing with A-Rod, playing with Corey. I even I've seen a lot of those Latin America players, South American players play down in MXL, and those guys go hard
They know how
too.
to ball, dude. Melvin's good at paintball.
Yeah, and
yeah.
I've heard, a lot of those guys talk. They're smart guys. Like they have good careers outside of paintball, and like so it seemed like a home run. It wasn't like, just you get like your American guys. Like I'm stoked to see how those guys perform too. They're getting a chance right now that a lot of other countries haven't got the chance, besides like, maybe the Tauntauns here and there, or the Russians.
Yeah, the Russians.
Yeah, but those guys, like, they have a lot to prove, and I think that they're hungry to show that, which is cool.
Yeah, and with you guys, dude, you're going to make them so much better, so much faster. Like, it's going to be, and they're already pretty good.
Yeah.
It's going to be, like you said, a home run for sure.
And I think that's what another thing, like, Diego was cool to hear him say that, because he's excited for them too, to give them this opportunity to learn. Because it's like, we travel and we go teach and clinics like all over the world, but it's nothing like getting to play alongside those guys, that you learn so fast.
Did you see Diego play? I guess he's playing.
Yeah,
Remember, we met him like you, and I got good vibes from him. Total good vibes. After you meet the guy, he's awesome. He's not this freaking cartel guy trying to freaking do this and that everyone thinks online. He's a genuine guy. His family owns awesome businesses, and he wants to get back to paintball because he loves paintball.
Yeah,
he genuinely loves paintball, dude. And he likes you. Like everyone on that team is handpicked because he loves you guys as players.
And there was, it's funny. There was actually a situation where it came down. It was like Mouse is in the snake. I was playing behind Mouse, and Diego was playing a point too, and he was next to me in the can, and I was talking back and forth to him. And then I was like, extracting information out of him, and then I was like explaining to him after. I was like, I was doing that because of a certain situation here. Like I wanted you to let the guy go so I could shoot him and all that stuff. And then I think after that, I could see like him like, oh, okay. And then Mouse told me, he's like, Diego really liked playing with you even too, and that point, and really liked like your insight on how you saw the game, and he picked up on that. And I think that was even that small little moment was like,
he's like, oh, these guys are good. They're different. You put a little bait move that he wasn't used to doing. Then he's like, wow, these guys are the real deal.
Yes.
Are we allowed to talk about, well, obviously, so Diego was trying to get Marcelo, which everybody knows, it's already out there.
Yeah.
And Marcelo apparently turned it down. Have you talked to Marcelo about that or anything?
Not too much. I'm not sure like how everything went down. And I don't know, like, Marcelo has been building something with Dynasty, and, obviously they're on top right now. So it could be, he's like, that's, Dynasty has been kind of paintball's team, like that. They have a huge fan base, and I think a lot of what Marcelo does for paintball, he does a lot for paintball through his podcast and just teaching and being a good ambassador for the sport. I think that, this is a tough decision for anybody to make, to come to something new that you don't know what the outcome will be. Like even with good players, that it's a big thing to swallow. Like to jump, it's like it's quitting the job to start something new. So
he texted me after and just said it was legitimately the hardest decision of his entire paintball career. The entire time he's played, there's never been a harder decision than that right there, which is huge because you're turning down a lot of money per month. Plus up front, but I mean it worked out for you because you got it. And also, I don't know if people are supposed to know this, but you actually got hit up before everybody. Yeah. And you turned it down.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, he was the first one in the game, dude. Short's like, dude, because Short and you are good friends. Yeah. And Short wanted you on the squad, and then what happened?
It was Sunday night at World Cup. We were eating dinner, actually. Yeah. At Sunday night at World Cup, and Short kind of made the message, and I was like joking around. And then I was like, maybe double that, and like joking around, and then even Ryan and I talked on our Speak and Span show that we do. He's like, the factor of like how people start to trickle in, and then more people will start to trickle in. Cause like, all right, it's serious. So it just takes like one or two people, and then it kind of like, everyone's like, all right, well now everyone's here, and like
basically once Mouse went, it was official. Like, all right, let's do this. Yeah. And then heard that everything worked out pretty good. Yeah.
But I even for like, I don't know, 3 weeks, it's been since Mouse has been on the team, and I was still confident with my decision. I love those guys like Dave. Dave and I built like a really good relationship over the past, I don't know, year and a half, 2 years of in there. And I love Bart, and I love every single guy on that team like dearly, which was an extremely hard decision. Just like not even as a team, but like as friends. Like I felt like I'm like letting them down, which was a big reason why I needed to talk to like every one of them individually. Be like this. Like for me, I'm not working right now. Paintball is my job, and I went back to school, which I'm almost finishing up with which has, not put me completely in a bind financially, but it's definitely like, I watch my bank account slowly go down as like over the few years that I've not been working just paintball. So that it helps, relieve a lot of stress off me too. So I can focus on, what I've devoted my life to, and that's paintball.
Yeah, even like people don't even realize, even when you're on Dynasty or whatever in other teams, you were working at Nordstrom's or wherever, working to, get enough money to survive, pay rent, and then go play paintball.
Yeah.
It wasn't like professional paintball, even back then when you're on Dynasty, was paying all this money where you could just live and run around and do whatever. Like this is game changing.
Yeah. I mean,
for these players, like next level.
I've told this story numerous times in long podcasts with on the PTG podcast. Even when we had that interview after that World Cup win when I was with Dynasty, and
shout out Cassidy.
I moved out to San Diego. I drove out over 3 days straight to an aftermath practice with $500 in my pocket.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like just beat up car with 150,000 miles on it. Like,
I remember that thing.
Yeah, so like it's cool. It's a cool story, and I think that's everybody's dream in this game that's hasn't been fully like highlighted yet. It's amazing that
you took off with that $500 with the dream that one day not only will you be pro but making money pro, and here it is right now. 2022, we're sitting in the H Company building. He did it, dude. It's awesome. I'm stoked for you guys. I'm stoked for Mouse. I'm stoked for A-Rod. I don't know what everyone's getting, but it sounds pretty darn good. Don't you think that if these players deserve it, you guys deserve it?
Yeah, no, and that's like something really cool that Diego said also. He's like, even if I'm not able to, get the players that I want, he's like, I think that I'm helping the other players. If they go back to their team and the team, makes a counteroffer to keep that player, then I'm helping that player.
Yeah.
And he meant that like wholeheartedly. Like he wasn't taking offense if someone didn't want to come, but that's really awesome too. He's like, and I think, I was talking to our other business partner, Lamb, who's like, he knows about paintball. He's played a little bit, but he still doesn't know like the intricacies of everything.
Yeah.
And I was just, explaining to him, like the whole thing. And we were just saying, that's like, it's just competition in business. Yeah. Anyways, it's like you need competition, and it forces growth and it forces, change and with everything. And I think it just overall is really a good thing for paintball.
Yeah, I think it was getting a little stagnant. There was Bart, there was Sarge. They kind of gobbled up a lot of good people. Yeah. There's the Russian camp doing what the Russian camp does. And then all of a sudden now there's this third wheel that's just causing commotion, and it's making everyone up their game. Like Tyler Harmon was about to leave. He almost did leave. And, Sarge took care of him, and he's staying and getting taken care of. But I think it's nice. Even Sarge texted me. He's like, I like there's another money guy in the game. Like it's just exciting.
It is.
Every year, you got Bart, you got Sarge, you got whatever. But and then it's just, I don't know. I thought I think it's exciting.
Yeah, and honestly, when the little bit that I talked to Marcelo, he made a good point too. He said that it's good for the sport too in general, because it is like this catches on, and this raises the bar for pro players to get paid more. Like that's just bringing more attention to paintball as a whole, and outside sponsors and more money to the sport in general, which is only going to help. Yeah. To show like this is a real deal. Like we're here to stay. It's not just like a little hobby, how everyone makes fun of it or whatever, So that was really, really cool, like to think about that in that aspect.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree, because now everyone's talking. These kids are getting 100K salaries, and like, what? Who? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Red Bull, whoever it may be, jumps in and goes, what? Okay. Because in the gaming world, that we have meta threads or whatever, and these gamers are making bank, dude. Yeah. And they're not doing half the work as what these paintball players are doing. It's like, because for me, seeing how much these pro gamers make and seeing how little paintballers make, but it's because these bigger sponsors are in there. Sure. Huge sponsors. So it's like, that would be huge if so we can get some bigger sponsors in the game. How do you feel that the gameplay is going to happen? Because a lot of people were asking with you, Mouse, A-Rod, you got these Ironman guys. Have you played with everyone? All those two other Ironman, the Silos and
I played with Corey. I played
Corey,
a couple of seasons with Corey when I was on the Ironman.
Yeah. So you're actually on the Ironman with him.
Yeah. I haven't played actually with Silos at all on a team, but I played against him a lot when I was on the Ironman, because he was always out there when he was playing with Mutiny. And I really like Silos, and I like how much he's progressed, especially in the last 2 years. I think he's kind of underrated, and he's only getting better. And I think especially like now you got Mouse and I to help him, and so
how do you see it? Like, how do you see like what's an ideal, like, obviously if it's you, like you, Mouse, A-Rod, and the Ironman guys, like where are you? Where's Mouse? Like,
so in my eyes, like, I don't know. I think that Mouse and I, especially on Impact, we're the snake guys.
Yeah.
But if you it's like a front guy can play both sides of the field.
Yeah.
You're a front guy, you're going down the wings, like you can play both sides. And Mouse, especially, like the side that's strong, like Mouse is gonna do work on that side too. So I think you'll probably see a blend of me and Silos on a side, or Mouse and I on a side.
Yeah.
And then not even to count out all the other Latin Saint guys, like they have. I think that most people remember like when the Wild Dogs came and played that World Cup.
Bro,
like,
it was insane.
They were just high progression.
People.
No one expected it. So like you could see like some of those guys in front of like Mouse or I, or in front of Silos, and like. I think there's a lot to do there. So, I'm not counting any of those guys out. They can show up and, even play better than the American guys.
You're right too, because especially when like, this is their chance, they've been trying, and you guys are on the field, these pro players that they looked up to, and now they're playing side by side. You play your best paintball at that time.
Yeah.
Like even when we were with HK, Giovanni hired Oliver to coach us.
Yeah.
And when we were playing 7-man, the best paintball we ever played, it was just because Oliver was watching us.
Yeah.
We won like so much then. It's because just he was standing there, he was giving you encouragement, and you didn't want to let him down. So you were making moves when you had to make moves, and like I think that same mentality will happen with these guys.
Oh, for sure.
With you guys, they're gonna play better than they've ever played.
Yeah. They're gonna be hungry, and I mean, they're gonna be want to be on the field too. And it's like, I don't care what you say. Like playing 5 guys for a whole tournament is tough. So it's like you can't do that. Like you gotta kind of mix and match and figure out the right flow and the right balance, and to preserve your players. And I think that those guys are gonna surprise a lot of people too. So.
What do you think about, how do you think Dynasty's going to do?
I mean, they haven't really changed.
You live with Greenspan?
Yeah. I said, I forgot who was talking to the other day, but they're like, who's the best right now? I was like, I guess you got to give it to Ryan right now.
He's like Brady, dude.
Yeah, he is.
He's in his 40s, still rocking, dude. He's still got it, old man.
I actually, we were out playing a few weeks ago, and I was like, Ryan, I don't think I've asked you this, but like, I think you're playing better in the last like 3 years. Do you feel like you have? And he's like, it's weird. A lot of people have been saying that, but like, I don't know if I don't feel any different. And I was like, cause you are like you're staying. I don't know if it's like the team's better or you're standing out more, but like you're a game changer on the field. So, and obviously, they picked up Archie. They haven't.
Archie thing. I obviously I knew, but then I keep forgetting because Archie doesn't really post much, or I'm never really following him too much. How do you feel about that?
That's a strong move.
But what I've heard though, Archie played on Dynasty before.
Yeah.
And people say Greenspan, Archie, kind of big personalities, big heads. They could butt heads, and it could kind of implode.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that or no? Like,
I mean, there always is a chance of that, especially when you have like a bunch of. Too many Chiefs on the team that it could be
both superstar paintball players, right?
Yeah, I think that is one benefit to our team too, because you have a lot of soldiers on our team, and you have Brandon Short, who no one knows what to expect out of him as a coach, and I know he's
legit, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
he's smart.
Brandon's incredibly smart, and like besides like. No one really knows, including us, like what he's going to come with for coaching. But I do know, and I was talking to Brandon's wife, Caitlin, the other day, and she's like, "You think Brandon's going to be a good dad?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Like, I don't know someone that's more like devoted to what they set their mind out to than Brandon. Like, you guys all know Brandon. Like, he wakes up and runs 6 miles every morning.
Dude, he's a monster. He ran a marathon with me.
He would like, when I was living with him for 4 or 5 years, like when he was going back to school, like. He'd even just have like some silly bit of homework, and I'm like, dude, let's go. Like, it's a weekend. Like, let's go out. And he's like, no, I got to do this, and I got to wake up in the morning. Like, he is like devoted to a fault. Whatever he sets his mind out to, he does. So like, that's someone you would do want as a coach, because they're gonna make it happen. They're gonna be that person that stays up, the whole night just to dissect one match to figure out how to beat a team. Like So I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, dude, I see him every day at work here, and like clockwork. He's already worked out in the morning. He gets here. We see what he's eating for lunch. He's got an avocado and his almonds every day. He's got a chicken breast. Like, he's on point when he's on point. Like, I don't think people understand. Like you said, when he's got his head up and he's dedicated to doing something, he does it.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how this all works out. It's gonna be a good show.
If there's like if you have a spectrum and there's like lazy on one side, he is the complete opposite.
Yeah,
like
no lazy.
Yeah, no lazy on that guy. He doesn't care. He's just committed. He wants to be the best, and that's what you need. Is like that Kobe mindset. You know.
Yeah,
like,
he's got it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna work.
It's so sick.
It's exciting.
No, I'm excited, dude.
But the one thing I was going to say too, you know, is like, so Dynasty is kind of unchanged, but overall, like in my opinion, in the pro league, like Dynasty went on a run that I was a part of, and then you had like Impact that kind of came in. Russians had that one like really good year, which I think Russians, might potentially be back to full strength, which I've been hearing.
What was making them not full strength?
I think just like getting visas, not being able to get
so a
over
lot
here.
of the events there wasn't full team.
Yeah, only the guys who could get visas, and that's why they picked up even some of the guys that are on the Latin Saints now were playing with the Russians.
Yeah, I saw that. I was looking at their account.
Brothers.
When was this guy on the Russians? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it because I wasn't at some of the events. But I was like, what?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but the point I'm getting at here is that it's kind of like there's like 5 teams that anybody can beat each other. There hasn't been like a standout dominant team. Even like, I guess you could say that's Dynasty right now, but they struggled at the beginning of the year and they finally came into their own at the end and then won the series, won 2 World Cups in a row. So they kind of have that, I guess, right now you could say.
He won 2 cups, then they won 2 cups.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like it hasn't, like it was Impact for,
Dude, Impact was on a huge run for a while.
Dominant.
No one could touch you guys, or whoever it was on that team at that time.
Super dominant.
Yeah.
This is really, with the Latin Saints, is really changing everything up. So I think that, whether it's us, whether it's another team, I think you could see that emerge again, where it's that team that like stands out and dominates right now.
Yeah.
Which would be cool to see.
Let's go, baby. Latin Saints are coming in hot. Yeah. I have a question though. So obviously Bart is an amazing person.
Yeah.
Impact. He's taken care of players for a long time before you're on the team. He's got a bankroll. He's got money.
Yeah.
Do you think he's just going to let the team fold and not go after anybody? He's got to be able to, and he's like a competitor, played pro hockey. Like, what do you think's going to happen over there? Like, you guys, they just lost 3 of you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they're, Bart's in it. Bart's in it for the long haul.
Right?
Like Bart
you
will
know
be
more
there.
than anyone. Like, I barely talk to him. You see him all the time.
Yeah, I mean, Bart's a hardworking man, businessman, athlete, lover of the game, someone who really appreciates his players and takes care of his players. And just treats everyone with respect. Like, that man is like respect to a T.
Yeah.
And they did pick up Darula and Zupa, which was kind of like replacements to Mouse and A-Rod.
Right.
So they may pick up another player here, but I don't know if like Bart is someone who has been Impact has been considered like one of those money teams, obviously.
Right.
But I don't know if Bart also appreciates like hard work ethic, and he's okay with like building.
Yeah,
like he's
going through the grinder for a little bit, and we'll work our way up.
He was an athlete, and then he built his business. You know, like he's okay with putting in work, and Bart's not going anywhere. Like he's in the game, so I don't know. What's gonna happen as far as like maybe trying to grab some other players and we can see more shakeups go on.
That's
here.
what I was wondering. Yeah.
I know he's not going to give up, and he never will. He's determined.
Yeah,
a pro NHL athlete.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like there's going to be a little movement there. And then I don't know. Do you guys have any more movement ideas on the Saints, or what's going on over here? I don't know. Are we done?
I don't know. I mean,
you never know.
I guess. There always could be.
There could be a little something, boy.
There could be. I don't want to give any hints.
Yeah. Before I get you out of here, because I know you're got to go all the way to San Diego, I want to just talk about X Factor. They lose Archie, right? Obviously, Archie's a huge asset for Dynasty.
Yeah,
they should do better with that. They lose Archie. Are they still looking strong without Archie? I mean, obviously you got a little Rainey in there causing a little scene.
Yeah.
And still some good players, Billy and all that. You think they're going to be a threat still?
Yeah, I definitely think X Factor is going to be a threat, and they picked up LJ Parrish from the Ironman.
Oh, they got LJ.
Who LJ is a fantastic front player too. I think that is also another one of those underrated guys like Silos.
Yeah.
Just a job doer. Wants to get it done. Is like hungry, determined. And then obviously Rainey's not underrated by any means, but he is like a brainiac, super intelligent.
Yep.
He's
Poker
master of the psychological warfare.
How to get in your head, mouse, with the little headbutt,
doesn't care. Yeah, Rainey's a specimen. Like it's funny, Kenny's sitting right over here, and Kenny's always like, Rainey's the goat. He always says it. So Kenny loves Rainey, and you know, even if you don't like Rainey as a fan, all the pro players respect that motherfucker.
Yeah, he's fucking good, dude. And he's been playing since forever.
Yeah.
Since when we were running around as hostel kids at SC Village. This kid's been grinding as well.
You need Rainey healthy. I know he's like...
Yeah, so what's wrong? Everyone's saying he's hurt or sick, or what happened with Rainey?
Yeah, I'm not sure, you know, if he's... I don't know if he had some, like, back issues. That's most paintball players.
Yeah.
Like, I went through it for...
Greenspan had a little issue.
Years. Yeah. So you know, we're getting beat up out here. So, but as long as, like, you know, Rainey's healthy, then they're a competitive team. And then, you know, I don't know, like, I think, you know, Archie's also like really successful outside of paintball. So he could have been, you know, doing the similar thing that like people are going to the Saints for, is like wants a change maybe. And if, you know, in my opinion, if Archie maybe was thinking about that before, you know, going over and through this year, then that could cause a rift in how successful X Factor is. So it could, you know, it could also help X Factor with his like exodus, because, you know, maybe their vision is a lot more aligned. And I also think Demetrius Nunez.
Oh yeah, Meter.
Meter's like
Meter's still on the squad, boys.
He's like, in my opinion, I wouldn't say like most improved, but kind of most improved. He's a veteran. But he's like,
a veteran, but he's still like,
yeah. And he's one of those he's one of my veterans. I was just 2 weeks ago. Ryan and I went out there to snowboard. With him,
weren't you guys just with him?
Yeah.
So you're saying he's just gotten better and better every year.
Yeah. He's impressive. He's put in work. He can play the front, the back, and he can also put a lot of like strategy and tactics in the game. So I think he'll be big. You know, as long as he's proactive with that, he's going to be a big part of that team as well. So. They haven't lost too many. So
they're still solid. So it sounds like 2022 and the NXL bracket is going to be pretty challenging still.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of good action.
Yeah.
But I'm glad my money's on the Saints and Heat, baby. Let's go. Yeah. Well, I know you got a long drive out to San Diego, but thank you for stopping by, dude. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Dude, we're back. The boys are back, dude. I don't think you guys understand. Kenny, me, and Spicka have known each other so long. Yeah. And we've been all around the world. We've done so much crazy stuff, fun stuff together. So
HK is always true to my heart. It's like,
you know that.
Boys. It's like I feel like if every once I've left and then came back and I'm like, we're back. We're here.
Dude, he walked in, he goes, I'm back home, boys. This is always like home base.
Yeah.
And things happen with paintball and you got to take care of yourself and different sponsors and things like that. But you know, we always support you and you support us the best that we can during these things. But now we're back home, boys. So it's on. I'm
forever indebted to Brandon Ford actually too, because he paid for my car to be taken out of the tow lot when I just was partying and left my car in a lot it's not supposed to be in. He paid for it and I offered to pay for it back and he said no. He's
a nice guy like that.
So
he does nice things.
Yeah.
We fixed Danny's car too, the motor blew. So
he's like, just work the booth, help me sell some headbands, and we'll forget about it.
There we go. See,
I never forget about that.
He's gonna go upstairs and charge you right now.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Now.
Right. I'm just fucking around. All right, Spicka, I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate it. Latin Saints coming in hot for 2022. Thank you so much for stopping by, Spicka.
Here we go.
We out of here. Let's go.
Unbelievable performance. Kyle Spicka playing out of his mind.